a corte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia siamo. Stringiamoci a corte, siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia siamo. Sì!
Please remain standing if you're able for the national anthem of Iran.
There you have it, the two national anthems for Iran and Italy. There was a bit of drama yesterday in the Italy fixture, which sees one of the coaches up in the stands today. He's not allowed pitch side to bark his usual instructions. And Dixie, it was all a bit controversial, wasn't it, yesterday?
Yeah, it was a very unsavoury incident altogether, and I don't think we ought to dwell on it too much and big it up any more than what's necessary for the sake of the game. Really, it was something you don't want to see, and IBSA have taken the right decision in banning the individual from the ground. He's allowed to sit in the stand, and that is it. He wasn't allowed on the pitch pre-match or during the match or after the match. So if you want to go and have a look at what happened, feel free. It was the Italy-Colombia game, which was a quarter-final yesterday. As I say, he doesn't deserve any more publicity.
Absolutely.
For what he did.
And looking ahead to today's fixtures then, of course, we've got this first game and then the next game after that, but the big two are the semi-finals later on. China versus Brazil and Colombia versus Argentina. You must be excited for those. They're fascinating clashes.
Yeah, they're two great games later on, and let's not belittle these two games that we've got going on now. And you might think playing for these teams, the four teams that are coming up, are basically playing for fifth place, which, in the scheme of things, you might not think is a big thing, but it could be huge. It could be massive, depending on who wins the South American competition, which is due in September, October time, I think. If that competition is won by either Brazil, Colombia, or Argentina, if one of those three win it, and it will be one of those three for sure, the fifth place team here will qualify for the Paralympics.
Wow, so lots at stake.
It's massive. It's huge, because the funding these countries get if they get into the Paralympics, it'll set their budget for 4 years, for the next cycle. And so there's a lot on these next two games as well as the two semi-finals.
Absolutely. Well, we just had the two teams there up on the screen for this afternoon, but you're particularly impressed, or have been particularly impressed with the Italian number 7, Paul Yobbo. He's been in the last game he didn't really get going because Italy were kind of dominated really, and just I guess they weren't able to get into their groove as such. But he's certainly the danger man. He starts today as well. Yeah,
Paul Yobbo, he's a big, strong lad, and he knows where the back of the net is, and he can hit the ball really well, and his dribbling and running skills are pretty good as to boot. And he'd be the one that Iran need to take special care of. Yesterday, when he played against Argentina, the Argentinians done a number on him, basically. They defended him really well and kept him out of the game. So I'm not sure if the Iranians can do that because they're a different style of a team from the Argentines. But they've got a good team as well, solid. Haven't let many goals in all the tournament. They're very frugal. They've only conceded, up until yesterday, they hadn't conceded at all. And obviously they lost against Colombia yesterday, so they conceded one there. But that's it. They've only conceded one goal, so they're pretty mean defensively. So should be a good game.
Absolutely. Well, the two captains have come together, and the coin toss has taken place. Iran are ready. Italy are just having one final huddle near the bench, and you can hear the passion. As always, the national anthem is sung so forcefully by the Italians, and you can hear the roars as well. And there's a few roars coming from the stands too as they prepare for this one. And for those of you that are joining us from overseas, it's a bit of a blustery day in Birmingham, but it's dry, and the temperature is good again. So it's perfect football conditions. We're here on the University of Birmingham campus with the clock tower overlooking the pitch, and we're set for another fascinating day of men's blind football. It's set to be really, really exciting. We'll see who takes part in the men's final in the coming days as well, with the semi-finals a bit later on. As we see it, looking down on the pitch, Iran will be kicking from left to right. We nicknamed it the gazebo end. They'll be attacking in this first half, which is the end we're stationed. And then up the other end, of course, where there's an array of coffee shops which we've been utilising since we've been here. That's the coffee shop end, as it's now known. And then the main stand is opposite us, which has a cluster of fans in it, namely from Italy, including the disgraced Italy coach from yesterday as well, who's having to keep a lid on things up in the stands there. But we're almost ready to get things underway.
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to this, and we've got two well-respected referees from Europe taking charge of this game, so hopefully they won't have too much work to do. Don't mind them having work to do on the pitch. We just don't want them having to work to do with the characters off the pitch. So as I say, it's around to start. They're just doing their final checks, the referees, and waiting for the prescribed time, which is now.
Yes, it will be Shah Hosseini to get us underway for Iran. And there's two Italian players poised on the edge of the centre circle, ready to intervene as soon as the whistle blows. Cavallotto and Yobo, the danger man that we've been talking about. Febo also in the starting five with the number 4 Ramirez, and then the goalkeeper Giacomo Cori. And forward come Iran straight away on the attack. Tucked right up against the corner, and Yobo goes flying into the challenge, and Italy win the ball back and clear out of their defensive D, but it's still Iran that are pressing. Away comes Yobo though, up into the centre circle. He's pushed back into his defensive third by the number 7 for Iran, Hussein. And a good start to this game, but it will go and just trickle out. And at the last, I thought the number 4 there for Italy was going to touch the ball, but it's a goal clearance nonetheless for Italy.
Yeah, he got terribly close to touching that, and the goalkeeper was screaming at him to let it go.
Cavallotto spreads the play out to the right-hand side, off the kickboard, right on the halfway line in front of the main stand, and it's sent back in the opposite direction by Yobo, but it's cut out by an Iranian player who moves into the centre circle and over the halfway line. Right up against the kickboard now is Cavallotto, who's unmistakable with his flowing long hair. He moves into the centre spot and just tries to find Yobo, but those two not quite on the same wavelength, and Iran intervene into the attacking third here. Chance for Iran, can they finish? He takes a tumble, the number 8 in the end. It was Karimi with a mazy run. He was twisting and turning and moving between Italian defenders, but he couldn't quite find the finish. Yeah,
it was a great run. He was just a little bit off balance when he was trying to strike it and tumbled over a little bit. We've got Italy on the offensive now.
Yes, Cavallotto trying to find a way into the Iranian D, but it's cleared long upfield for the number 9 Rahimi to chase again. Back in the Italian defensive third now, about halfway inside the defensive third, and it's calmly played back to the goalkeeper Cori, who spreads the ball long. And
that's a foul.
As you can see, probably from the screens there, it's just gone all the way over the halfway line without bouncing, so the Italians will be penalised.
Yeah, so it's an indirect free kick. The ball from the goalkeeper in any way, shape or form, if he kicks it or if he throws it, it's got to bounce in his own half before it can go into the opposition half. And that clearly went over the halfway line. So we have an indirect free kick on the halfway line to Iran.
Shah Hosseini is the man to take the ball forward. He's right in the centre of the goal and he moves past several players, shoots and just wide of the right upright there. There was a sort of dive in vain by Giacomo Cori in the Italian goal, but it would be a goal clearance. Good effort though.
Yes. The Iranians have started really well, really on the front foot and taking the game to the Italians, and they're looking good at the moment.
Calm back pass by the number 9 Rahimi for Iran to the goalkeeper, who sends it long. It isn't quite kept in play. We'll have another goal clearance this time for Italy, and it's been an engaging start to this game. Just under 2 minutes in so far into this first half. It's with Cavallotto up against the kickboard on the near side in front of the coaches, who, as ever, are very animated. It's spread out to the far side in front of the main stand, just as the sun comes out even more, and it's now nice and warm here on the main pitch here at the University of Birmingham campus. The ball is being switched from side to side by the Iranians. Rahimi now in possession, but he's blocked by 2 Italian players in Ramirez and Cavallotto. Spills out to Yobo in the centre circle, but he misses his kick and it runs all the way through to the kickboard in front of the main stand. Yobo then pokes it away from him, and it looks as though that will end up being a corner.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not mistaken. Yep, for the Iranians. And we're going to have a blow of the whistle here because the referee's not happy with something. Maybe just a reminder to the Italian bench there to to keep a lid on things, I think.
Yes, yeah. Yobo's miskicked that somewhat, and he's given a corner to Iran. So keeps the pressure on the Italian defence, and they're looking quite sharp, the Iranians. And as I said, they've got a very mean defence. Their problem in this tournament has been the lack of a goal threat up front, but they're doing their best to put that right.
Yeah, Ramazani in the Iranian goal, untroubled at the moment, and they've got space here. The Iranians could be a chance, but he just loses his footing there, Karimi, at the last, just as he was pulling the trigger, and now Yobo will look to break, and he shows real power and strength to move into the offensive third. Maybe shot a bit too early there when he could have dribbled a bit further. Maybe that was a message from the guide, and it's a goal clearance, which is sent upfield for the number 9, Karimi again, but the 4, who was a tough tackler, Brian Ramirez, for the Italians, does really well, just sort of barges Karimi aside and puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, he's quite strong, the number 4 Italian. Puts it about a bit, and he's done a good job there, clearing up behind his companion in the back 4.
Shah Hosseini and Rahimi then over this corner. Just Karimi back inside the Iranian half, but the corner is an unsuccessful one. It has made its way into the D, but, well, Italy were dealing with it. The goalkeeper has to intervene, and he just sweeps the ball upfield back into the Iran half, which is picked up by Karimi. Sends the ball long straight away, looking for the number 9, Rahimi. It's all the way through in the end to the Italian goalkeeper, who just overarms it upfield into the Iran half. And now there's a bit of a sort of stalemate situation on the halfway line. 2 sides battling hard, trying to have some sustained possession in this game, but that's a bit of a scuffed clearance that time by Karimi. Doesn't clear his lines. He's helped out by his colleague, but it's picked up the field by Iyobo right on the edge of the D. He shoots and just drags his shot wide.
It's got a deflection. It's gone out for a corner. The Iranian keeper's not happy about that, but definitely got a deflection on the way through. So we'll have an Italian corner. He is a bit of a handful, Yobo, isn't he? Yeah, he's quite unorthodox, and his sheer size, it makes him a difficult character to get to grips with. So we've got 2 Italians over the ball, 3 Iranians in the wall, as per normal, and the other Italians middle of the box, just in case anything comes through that way. That's a standard setup in blind football. And there's switching it for Yobo.
Here is Yobo. He lines up a shot with his left foot from the far side in front of the main stand. And he's back in possession now. And he's just got that edge of pace against the Iranians when he does run at his free-flowing best, but he's been dispossessed here, and now the Iranians come forward. A really neat dribbling from them. That foul is adjudged to have been, well, it's not a foul, in fact, it was a solid tackle from the 4 for France, and it's rolled back out straight away by Corri. The guide behind the Iranian goal for Italy, full of instructions, barking orders, particularly at Yobo when he is in possession. And we will see maybe Yobo again now if he can get there in time. It's just trickled off the park for...
it's a corner, yeah.
It is a corner down there. The guide behind the goal, though, is Giancarlo Bruni for the Italians.
Yeah, they're starting to come into it now, the Italians. They've weathered the early storm from Iran and starting to force a few corners and pushing the Iranians back a little bit.
Two players over this one, Yobo and Febo for the Italians. Haven't mentioned Febo yet. He's not managed to really get into the game. We will have a stoppage here.
For yet another ambulance flying past us. Yeah, evidently we're on the main route to one of the larger hospitals in Birmingham. So it's a regular occurrence. We have to stop the game.
It's left to Yobo, who's the powerful runner. He checks back and just shoots with his left foot, but it's really acute angle, and he couldn't find the target. But just for everybody's benefit at home, when there are sort of significant noises in the background like that, the referee is entitled to stop play.
Yeah, obviously anything loud noise like that will inhibit the players from hearing the ball. So for everyone's sake, really, if you get sirens or helicopters or whatever going over the pitch, I'll stop it whilst that noise is making it difficult for the players.
Rajab was just trying to get in the game there over on that far side. It's spilled out into the path of Rahimi. Still going here, Rahimi. Into the D he goes. Oh. Can he fire past the keeper? He can't. It ricochets off the Italian goalkeeper, who's in his fluorescent orange kit. And it's now cleared up to Yobo, who has some space and who finds a pass and picks out Cavallotto. Just inside the Italian half as they look to build from the back, and that's a good return pass from Cavallotto up towards Yobo, but I'm not sure he'll have the pace this time to keep up with it. He does. Bit of good fortune as it comes off the heel of the Iranian player just before going out of play. He checks back, Yobo uses his left foot to try and find Cavallotto again, and now the Iranians will break, having dispossessed the Italians. And the number 9 for Iran, who has just won a free kick, is proving a real menace, Rahimi.
Yeah. Previous to that, his run through the Italian defence was fantastic, and he got into the box, and I thought, get rid of it now. He held it and held it and held it, and he got in too close to the keeper, which made it easy for the keeper because there was no angles for him to hit, and the keeper just stood big and deflected the ball away. So if he did it a couple of metres before that, I'm sure he would have opened the scoring here. Got a substitution for the Iranians, I think.
Yep, the substitution is taking place at the coffee shop end here on the University of Birmingham campus. It'll be the number 7 that makes way, Hussein Pour Rajab. And if I'm not mistaken, Ali Reza Bakht will be the player to come on to replace him, and he's sporting a bit of a wrist strap there on his right wrist, but he's taken up more of a defensive position initially. Moves up though over the halfway line. He'll join this attack. Usually they've left back a sort of sweeper, the Iranians, to protect themselves from the threat of Yobo on the counter attack, but all the Italian players are back themselves defending, so maybe the Iranian guide and coach is just spotting an opportunity here. 3-man wall for Italy, which is protecting the near post. It's slightly left of centre, facing the gazebo end in front of the main stand. And the 4, 11 and 10 for France. Ramirez, Febo and Cavallotto make up a 3-man wall. And then Yobo is just protecting the threats of the 4 Bakht that has just come on to replace the Iranian player. Free kick taken, shot from range, and it was on target. The goalkeeper had to move pretty swiftly. It was up, heading for that top left-hand corner, and he just parries it down and then collects the ball and rolls out immediately looking for Yobo. And Yobo will look to break right up against the kickboard, using the kickboard and his strength to try and power past the Iranian defender, but he doesn't make any progress. And now Iran will look to attack through Karim. He's still going here. He swipes at the shot, but his leg almost goes between the Italian player Brian Ramirez's legs without the ball in tow. And now Italy will look to move over the halfway line into the offensive third, but they're stopped in their tracks. Yobo battling hard up there, but he's had his pockets picked by Bacht. Bacht turns, faces two of his colleagues. He's got the threat of Rahimi out on the right, and he picks out Rahimi with a fine looking pass. Rahimi right up to the byline, and that will be a corner for Iran. And we've got 8 minutes and 18 seconds left of this first half. Yeah,
Iran are doing really well. They're trying to pass it round and draw the Italian defence out, and they're doing it with some success. They just need to sharpen up their first touch a little bit. It's taken them a little bit too long to get the ball under control, and that's obviously giving the Italians time to get to them and put in challenges. But we've got a corner here. Standard setup again.
Shah Hosseini gets us underway, lays it off to Rahimi. Rahimi moves towards the sort of penalty spot on the edge of the D, but he's dispossessed by Yobo, who moves over the halfway line, and he just brushes, almost barges like a rugby player, powering down the wing. Iranian players out the way, checks inside and finds Cavallotto just tucked inside the Iran half, but all the Iranian players in their all white kit are back behind the ball, and then miscommunication as the ball is drilled from one Iranian player to the other, goes behind for an Italian corner.
Yeah, a bit of lack of communication amongst the Iranians there. One of the defenders has gone to clear it, and he's absolutely smashed it against the shins of his teammate who was in front of him, and it's spun out for a corner. And so again, I say the standard setup for corners is 2 on the ball. Then you'll have a 3-man wall in front of you, as a rule, and then the 4th defender will be somewhere around middle of goal, about 8 metres out from the goal itself, and the other attacker's usually lurking at the far post somewhere.
A rare chance for Italy then. Cavallotto is the man the ball is left to as he tries to scoop it over the head of Bacht, but it's gone out for a kick-in.
It's a fine header by the Iranian.
It was, wasn't it?
Don't see that very often in live football.
I'm not sure he could have had the presence of mind to know it was coming. It hit him at a rate.
Yep.
Despite the rattling of the ball there, and it is a kick-in then for Italy, about a yard away from the corner spot where the corner was just taken. What happened in the blink of an eye, and Cavallotto will go again here and look to... He's at a slightly better angle, in fact, to begin his run, his arcing run, but he shoots straight away, in fact, and Iran block the shot, and away they go through Bacht, who tries to check inside. He's in his own half, surrounded by his own players, and there's a bit of a miscommunication, and now Iran cleverly play it out against the kickboard in front of the main stand and make their way into the Italian half. Might be a cry for Bacht to pull the trigger from that distance, but it never comes, and Cavallotto peels the ball away from him, and it's kicked out to the right-hand side. That might trickle out for a set piece. Yes, it does in the end. Yes. It will be a goal clearance.
Yeah, he's put it out there thinking Yobo will be out there. And to be fair to Yobo, he normally is out on that flank, but on that occasion he'd come in field a little bit, and he wasn't in his normal area.
Reminder there for the coaches in the middle third to be quiet when the ball is in either one of the attacking thirds, I think, from the referee. It was a polite reminder, which they put their hands up and acknowledged. And here come Iran again, through their number 11, Shah Hosseini, plays a neat pass to Karimi. And Karimi tries to pick the ball up against the kickboard, and then there's a bit of a coming together between Cavallotto and Ramirez, but Cavallotto comes away with it, moves out of his defensive third, up over the halfway line, I think, again.
Yeah,
there's no void.
Yeah, no void from the Iranian there. So that'll be a direct free kick. It is important that these players get the voids in plenty of time. And the Iranian failed to do that and promptly got run over by Cavallero, is it?
Cavallotto, yeah.
Cavallotto. So it's a free kick in the Italian half, a couple of metres.
It's a good pass from Cavallotto, and it does evade the Iranian defender. Can Yobo pick it up here? He just keeps the ball in play in the nick of time. Will try to backheel it. He does, gets the cry from Thebo. And Thebo will now look to take this on. Into the D he goes. Tries to swipe at it at the last, but it just trickles over the line and will be a goal clearance. Rolled out quickly by Ramazani. Ramazani up to the number 9, Rahimi. Rahimi misses his touch initially, but then takes it on. Lovely close control from him. Just about to advance into the D before he's stopped in his tracks by Brian Ramirez, who's proving difficult to get past at the moment for the number 9 of Iran.
Yes, he's one of those defenders who says, "Thou shalt not pass." And he's quite effective in the play.
Shah Hosseini there just took it up over the halfway line, but Cavallotto was in the way, sensed the ball was arriving at pace. Now Karimi takes it on into the offensive third for Iran, right up against the kickboard, and they're kind of holding hands, the defender and Rahimi, but he's still going here, and just as he was about to shoot, much to his fury, doesn't get the penalty there. The referee waved play on, and the Iranian head coach is going berserk on the near side, but Iran still attack, and they shoot from range. It's blocked by Ramirez, picked up right in his own D by Cavallotto, and he chooses not to go back to the goalkeeper, but take a risk and play it into the path of Yobo. It's paid off, but they're still on the edge of their defensive third, and they've gone from right to left as we see it. And they move up over the halfway line, and then there's a coming together between several players, which the referee decides he needs to stop play for, as Yobo looks as though he's in a bit of discomfort.
Well. The Iranian head coach has gone absolutely ballistic over that decision that's gone against his team and not a penalty. Are we seeing it?
We'll see the incident again here. He just moves it to the defensive third, and Ramirez, I mean, he kind of quite subtly wrapped his arm around the Iranian striker there.
Don't they call that in rugby a clothesline?
I think, yeah, probably was.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite high enough to be a clothesline in rugby, but I think we can consider it one in football.
Oh, dear.
But the Iranian head coach could end up in the naughty corner with the Italian head coach in a minute if he's not careful. He's pleading his innocence with the referee. As you can imagine, as has been the case with a lot of these games, there's a lot of very aggressive hand gestures flying around and a lot of animation from the coaches, but it's all because they love the game so much and they want their sides to showcase their talents as best as possible. Goal clearance rolled out by the Iranian goalkeeper and back underway up against the kickboard on the near side, in front of the main stand, and that's good twisting and turning there by Bakht, who's come on for Iran. Moves it onto his right foot. They're really intricate dribblers, the Iran players, excellent with the ball to their feet, and if they're given half a yard of space, they really do utilise it. Came up to Yobo there, and he's just taken by surprise a little. Eventually brings the ball under control. He's inside the Iran half, and this is where he's most dangerous. Arcing his run around, he tries to shoot again from distance, which is proving to be a tactic that's unsuccessful so far. And now Iran will look to break. 4.5 minutes remaining of the first half. It's swept out to the near side to Rahimi in front of the benches. He moves over the halfway line and is tripped by Cavallotto and will receive the free kick. And that one is given.
Yeah, it's a straightforward one. That was Italian foot come out and just clearly tapped the ankles together. Bit cynical. We've got a timeout being called by the Iranians, and I expect the coach is going to calm the players down a little bit because he still seemed very upset about the fact that they won't give him the penalty. But they're going to, when they restart, they'll restart just in their own half with a direct free kick. And we got 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes 20 left, and here's a schedule for the rest of the day. Italy-Iran, of course, the game that's currently underway. Japan up against France at 2:30, and then the big two later on to conclude our day here at the IBSA World Games men's blind football. Argentina versus Colombia, an all South American semi-final, and then China versus Brazil. And China are my hot tip for the competition. I was very impressed with the way they performed yesterday. They were excellent, really measured in their performance, which was enough to overcome their opposition and set up a semi-final place. almost back underway here. It will be the Iranians from that free kick that will get things going. And there is the head coach there, just taking some water on board up in the stand. He's got an earpiece in. I wonder if there's a few messages going back and forth.
Well, there's not supposed to be.
Oh, crikey, I've just exposed him. He's probably listening. He's probably on the phone to...
Well, he must be listening to us.
Yeah, maybe he's listening to us. He's listening to the commentary naturally, or he's on the phone to family back home, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Perhaps
Here's Cavallotto, back to the football.
Perhaps his wife's in Madrid.
Here's Cavallotto inside his own defensive third. He moves up past it, but he's blocked off by 3 players in there, all white strip for Iran, and they win back possession. Iran have been impressive so far in this game, and you could argue, Dixie certainly thinks so, they should have had a penalty.
Yeah, they should be in front, really. Not only the penalty, they've had some good chances and just not converted them. But, we've seen it before. These teams, they'll hold out till half-time, and it all turns around in the second half.
Absolutely. We've certainly had some chaotic, frenetic second halves, and just in case you wondered what was going on there, Yobbo was just pressed up against the kickboard. Yeah,
he's been... the referee's penalised Yobbo for that, and I think it was continually pushing the Iranian player away with using his arms. And you can do that in rugby, Yobbo, but you can't do it in football, I'm afraid. He's playing with the wrong shaped ball. So the Iranians have got a free kick in their own defensive third. They sweep it across to this side. Good control by the 9.
Here he goes again. That marauding run. He's still going, the number 9 for Iran, but he's shrugged off the ball. He will have a corner, though, for his efforts. Rahimi's been an absolute menace for...
Yeah. But the French number 4, you've got to do well to get past him.
Yeah.
He's like a man mountain, isn't he?
He is. He was walking a tightrope in the first part of this first half, but he's putting a hefty old challenge there.
Yeah, and a fair one to be fair.
That's an excellent pass into the D, but it's not picked up right at the crucial moment by Karimi. Karimi, though, checks back to face his own goal. And I wonder who that came off at the last there. Goal clearance, according to the referee. And it's rolled out up to Yobbo, the intended target again, but that will go the whole way through for a goal clearance for Iran.
Yeah, it's wasted clearance by the French goalkeeper, Italian goalkeeper there. And Yobbo didn't appreciate that, and I think he exchanged a few words with his keeper.
Nonetheless, Iran on the attack, but Rahimi facing his own goal there was unable to advance past Cavallotto, and now it's a chance for Yobbo. Moves into the offensive D there, shot on target, but it was not powerful enough to trouble Ramazani. And this game is now end-to-end. Chance for Iran. Can't quite squeeze it past Kori. It was the number 9 against Sadegh Rahimi. But really, this is end-to-end stuff now, and the game is just opened up. The referee's allowing it to flow. Cavallotto sweeps the ball out to the right-hand side for the Italians in front of the main stand, and Yobbo returns the favour. Cavallotto picks it up inside the Iran half. Cavallotto again, back to Yobbo, but this time I think the pass is going to be too strong. No, it's not. Yobbo collects it, keeps the ball in play. Excellent work from him, and then he just arcs his run around the edge of the D, blocked off by a Iranian player. Yobbo will have another go at goal, and my word, wasn't too far away that time either. But that was a really nice passage of play from both sides.
Yeah, it was a great bit of play, but Yobbo, if you give him a yard, he's got a sweet left foot, and he'll hit it from anywhere. He's not fussy about getting in 2 or 3 yards away from the goal. And
here come around again. The number 11, Shah Hosseini, fancies a go at goal this time. 2 very strong sides going toe-to-toe now, and it makes for a fascinating encounter. Shah Hosseini central to the goal on the edge of the D, just as he struck. He claims he was pushed by Cavallotto, but no foul, says a referee. Karimi thinks anything you can do, I can do better. Still going, Rahimi, and he fires home. A fabulous effort from him. Nothing the goalkeeper Kori could do there. He sort of fell backwards and parried it into his own net, and it's a wonderful, wonderful goal for the Iranians, and the deadlock is broken.
Oh, it's a fantastic goal by him. He's got in 2 or 3 times and taken the ball too close to the goalkeeper in previous attempts. That time he didn't. He got in just to the edge of the 6-yard box. Good run out towards the left, cuts back across, edge of the box, bang, into the bottom corner. What a lovely goal.
And he deserved that as well, Rahimi. He's been excellent so far in this first half, of which we have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. But that goal, wow, it was a fine strike. And he was so central to the goal as well. He just maybe hit it slightly with the outside of his foot, which gave it an extra bit of spice.
Having a look again.
The goalkeeper couldn't
right
hold on
the edge of the box when he's hit it.
We're going to see a substitution now for Iran.
I think he might be going off. My job is done.
Yeah, happy days. That's not bad, is it? Goal scored. Going to go have a rest.
Yeah, like when you're coaching this game, I call it the golden area. And the golden area is, as a striker, where you want to get into, where you've got the best chance of scoring. And where he's hit that last ball is the golden area. It's edge of the box, central. So anywhere around that 4 or 5 yard radius of that particular spot is where you want to try and get into. So it opens up the goal so you can hit it right or left and work the keeper from there. So tremendous stuff by the striker. He had looked the most likely all the way through, to be fair, and he's notched with 1.5 minutes to go.
Double substitution there with Bakht going off, and of course the goal scorer Rahimi. That means Hussein Pour Rajab has come back on, and Rahimzadeh has come on as well for Iran, who put in some tough tackles on the halfway line. They want more in this game, and big coming together between the two number 7s. Here comes Yobo, looking for an immediate response, moves onto his left foot, but he's pushed far wide onto the left for the Italians. Up against the kickboard, switches back onto his right, arcs his run again, still in possession. He's blocked off by 3 Iranian players that just grapple him there to try and keep him at bay. Up against the kickboard again, he's showing all of his strength to keep them out of the way. And now Cavalotto has a bit of a free run at goal, shoots, but it's blocked off by that one Iranian defender that was left protecting the Iran goal.
Just over 30 seconds to go. They're going to have to be quick if they want to try and get it back this half.
Just tried to buy the foul there, I think, the Italian player. But the referee's unhappy with it.
Yeah, he's given the foul against Iran.
Thought that was a little bit soft, considering what he's let go so far in this first half. The number 7 for Iran, Rajab, walks away.
Yeah, so we've got 2 Italians on the ball. They're about, 4 or 5 metres in their own half. Very central. Yobo's out on the board. Just waiting there.
All right, 30 seconds left then. What can they create as the time ticks away? Cavalotto moves into the Iran half, but again, good defending. The man that gave away the free kick, Rajab, is the man that's keeping Italy at bay at the moment, and it's a bit of a tussle on the halfway line, and Rajab just hoofs the ball back into the Italian half, and they won't mind that too much as it's swept forward again by Cavalotto, back into the middle third, but it's Iran in possession up against the kickboard in front of the main stand. Yobo tries to dispossess the Iranian player, and there you have the half-time whistle. That was an entertaining and pretty free-flowing first half between Italy and Iran, but it's the Iranians that strike first, and it was a fabulous goal as well. Sadegh Rahimi, the man to break the deadlock, and the players will trudge off for 10 minutes here at half-time. And we are going to cross now for a short video about the rules of blind football, and then a message as well from IBSA. 1-0 to Iran.
It's fast, technical and tense. This is your guide to five-a-side football. There are 5 players per team, 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper. The aim of the sport is to score a goal by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most wins. Players must wear eye shades to ensure that all players have the same level of vision. That is apart from the goalkeepers, who aren't required to wear eye shades and can be fully sighted. Their job is to keep the ball from going in the goal behind them. But how do the players on the field know where the ball, or indeed the goal, is? Well, the ball in blind football is specially designed to make sound whenever it moves. Also, each team has a guide behind the opposition goal to help direct them. Each player is required to shout "Voy" when going for the ball. This ensures every player has the cues they need to help build a picture of what's going on and what to do next in defence or attack. To help this, total silence is required from the crowd until a goal goes in. Voy is Spanish for go, and it was the Spanish who are credited with originally developing blind football in the 1920s. As well as the Paralympics, teams from all corners of the world can compete at World, European, Asian, African and America's Championships, as well as a World Grand Prix.
Blind football can be played by both men and women, with the historic first Women's World Championships coming up in 2023.
So what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
IBSA, International Blind Sports Federation, presents, with the support of the International Paralympic Committee, IBSA Anti-Doping App, the first application of its kind in the Paralympic movement, specifically designed for blind and visually impaired people. Athletes, coaches, medical staff, managers, and the public in general now have a powerful tool to stay focused on the principles of clean sport. Scrolling down the main menu, you can find all the important themes you need to know to play fair and be alert to testing procedures and necessary adaptations for athletes with visual impairments. IBSA gives top priority to anti-doping control, being the only international federation with 3 sports in the Paralympic family: goalball, football, and judo. IBSA Anti-Doping App has external links, namely to WADA, where our sport agents can always find the most updated information, especially the list of prohibited substances and methods. Glory in sport can only be achieved by the athlete's awareness of their rights and responsibilities. You can find them on the IBSA Anti-Doping App. IBSA is continuously promoting anti-doping education to all its affiliate athletes and sport agents, not only about the consequences of the use of doping and the risk of using supplements. IBSA believes that education is the major tool to fight doping in sport. Informed athletes can make better decisions. Download the app now at the usual operating system stores.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen history being made today.
Such a great team at these championships.
IBSA. Beyond sight. Feel the sport.
Welcome back to sunny Birmingham. I'm going to save my Lord of the Rings quote for this, for maybe for the next game, or later on in the day. I've overused that in terms of its reference to the clock tower at the University of Birmingham here. But it's a goal up for the Iranians at the moment, and a fine goal it was as well, Dixie.
Oh, it was a tremendous goal by the number 9. I'm pleased to see he's back on the pitch this second half. He's a great player, honestly, twists and turns. And he had got in 3 or 4 times before he scored. And I said in the commentary, I thought he was hanging on to the ball just a little bit too long. But that time he got in edge of the box and he let fly. And yeah, the keeper's, he's got 2 hopes for that. No open Bob hope, I think.
Start as you mean to go on, though. The Iranians are off again, as they did in the first half. Rahimi in possession. He loops it up in a really creative pass out to the right-hand side. Still, the chance is on here for Iran, right up against the corner, and it will be a clearance for the goalkeeper in the end. It was Rahimzadeh that was advancing. He's remained on the pitch, having been a first-half substitute. Good defensive work again from Iran, and forward they come once more through Shah Hosseini, who has been a real threat, actually, with these marauding runs out from the back. Cries of a free kick, but it will be a goal clearance. Referee happy to let play continue. I judge the Italian player to have gone down a bit too softly there. Here's Yobbo up against the kickboard in front of the main stand, just tucked inside the offensive third inside the Iran half. He lays it off to Cavallotto, who's in the middle third now, and he's pushed back towards the halfway line, swivels and tries to shrug off his marker, but he's lost out to another defender for Iran. And here comes Rahimzadeh up towards the edge of the D, does shoot, but it's blocked off again by the defender Brian Ramirez. And they might not get much out of that defender, Iran, today, but given they're a goal to the good, they won't mind too much. They've managed to get past him once so far in this game. And here they come once more, Iran, through that man again, Rahimi into the D, still going Rahimi on his left foot. Unfortunately for him, it was straight into the stomach of the goalkeeper, who clutches onto it with relative ease in the end. But it's good. A really good, promising start from Iran. And as you said, Dixie, they were getting a bit of an earful from their coach at half-time. And they could have a second here, but for last-ditch defending from Ramirez.
Yeah, my Iranian's not up to much. I must admit that he was doing his team talk in front of me. And for the whole 10-minute break, he never shut up. And he was very animated with his, mainly his strikers and the guide behind the goal. And sort of, based on what I've seen, I think he was telling the 9, Rahimi, to shoot a bit earlier.
Off goes Ramirez again. He just clubs it forward with his right foot. It moves up over the halfway line. It's trickled all the way through to Yobbo up against the kickball in front of the main stand. He checks back inside, runs along the length of the halfway line towards the benches, and then turns. It goes back the other way, and it's been effective. He almost had a clear path to goal there, but it's been stopped by an Iranian player, and the ball will stop bang on the line. It's just taken over it by the Iran defender, and will be a corner for Italy.
Yeah, he's just lost his bearings a bit there, the Iranian, but the ball was spot on the line, and he's just touched it, and it's rolled over for a corner.
It was the job of the guide there behind the goal to give him clear instructions, but they obviously didn't quite come in the nick of time.
Got a little break in play here where the goalkeeper goes out to tie someone's laces. And the downside of that, he's going to have to stop and put his gloves back on. If he's taking them off, that is. I don't see how he could tie laces with goalkeeper's gloves on.
That is a talent. He's managed to do it.
Word, he's a better man than me, because he didn't take his gloves off. Good lad.
Extra responsibility for Malteser. Ramazani there, the Italian guide behind the goal, doing his best to organise everybody. The referee gets the wall ready. A final message from the goalkeeper to Rahimzadeh. And now the 2 players over this corner ball will get ready to go. The referee's whistle blows, and we're back up and running through Cavallotto. But it's broken for Iran. They move up over the halfway line. Can he dribble beyond Ramirez? He doesn't. It's a head-on-head collision, really, in the end. And the Iran player is still down right on the offensive third line, but he's just whimpering back to his feet. Ramirez comes up over the halfway line, finds Yobbo, but Yobbo's pass is into space, and it's only Iranian players at the moment that are chasing it down. It's picked back up by Shah Hosseini. Shah Hosseini loses control of the ball, and Cavallotto tries to pick his pockets, but it's picked back up by Shah Hosseini. Over the halfway line he goes. Some clear grass in front of him. He lays it off to Rahimi. Rahimi tries to get beyond the Italian defenders, but they hold firm, and now the ball is just tucked inside the defensive third for Italy, right up against the kickball. But that's good work from Ramirez. He moves up over the halfway line. He's trapped back by Shah Hosseini. Ramirez passes the ball along the line of the halfway line, but it's only Yobbo that's there for the Italians. He sprints back in the opposite direction towards the main stand, checks back onto his right foot and goes the opposite direction again. Trapped manfully by two Iranian defenders, namely Rahimzadeh, but it's still with Yobbo onto his left foot, still going. He's brilliant with the ball at his feet, but he needs to start trying to send the ball goal bound. He's blocked off by all of the Iranian defenders who are defending in unison. A back heel there from Yobbo, just trickles all the way through, and it will go out for a goal clearance.
Yeah, Ramirez at the back for Italy. He does catch the eye a little bit. He's so strong in the defence there, and you don't take any prisoners.
No, another tackle from him, and I like the way he blocked the ball off there. It was almost like he was playing in the way you're always told to pick up the ball when you're fielding in cricket. But he got down low and he blocked it from getting through to the goalkeeper, and danger averted. Now it's the Italians on the attack. Cavallotto into the offensive third. He's just a bit of a heavy touch. He's kept the ball in play for now, which is good work from him. Does shoot towards goal, ends up in the box, and it's rolled back out by Ramazani. There's a bit of a collision there and a coming together. Overzealous in the tackle, Cavallotto. Yeah,
it's a bit of an accident, really. He's taking him down, but he had no intention of taking the Iranian down, and I think the number 11 for Italy just fell before the ball got to him. Then the Iranians run over the top of him. So it's obviously affected the play, so it's a free kick, but no intention by the Italian player there whatsoever. Got a couple of subs, or one sub for the Italians.
I think it's an Iranian, well, it's a sub at both ends, I beg your pardon. Number 9 for Iran is coming off, who'd already come on, and that is Rahimi, the danger man. He is limping a bit, and he is the main man, so that'll be a worry.
That is a crying shame, because as I say, he's half decent. Right, so we've got number 11's gone off for France. Yes. And they've got number 9 with the skull cap has come on for Italy. Has come on for Italy.
Yeah, so Febo off. And Hauro on for Italy. And the number 4 is back on. Al-Lareza backed for Iran. And they will take this free kick, and Bakhta was just fiddling with his shoelace there, and he's quickly called into action against the kickboard, just tucked inside the offensive third for Iran. The ball just spills out slightly. It's collected by Yobbo, who just gets his bearings, and off he goes. Tries to get up over the halfway line, but he's blocked off by Rahimzadeh. Still going though, Yobbo changes direction, moves over the halfway line, then just sneaks into the offensive third, but he's blocked off by Rahimzadeh, who recovered well, and now he's dribbling on the attack, and he changes from right to left and swivels onto his right foot this time. Now back onto his left foot, just teasing the Italian defenders before he tried to line up a shot, and he's been pushed further upfield by Hauro, who's come on for the Italians. Number 8 for Italy, battling hard as well. It's a bit of a scrappy section of play here, as neither side is able to really gain a foothold in the game. The number 4 back takes it on for Iran, moves up over the halfway line, then checks back, and he's looking for some communication from those around him. It comes from Rahimzadeh, who then takes it on into the offensive third, and it's then blocked off by an Italian player who tried to clear their lines. They do for a second time successfully through Cavallotto, who moves over the halfway line, and he just punts it upfield, and that will sneak into the Iranian box, and the keeper Rahimzani picks it up comfortably and rolls it back out to the left hand side, and back to over the halfway line it goes. He controls it with both feet up against the number 9 Hauro. Hauro pushes him back, and the referee has spotted something he doesn't like.
Oh my word, well done, coach. The Iranian number 4 was going to retaliate against the Italian player for that foul. The Italian player has been booked, quite rightly. He did get it up and personal with the Iranian, and the Iranian player was just about to retaliate, and it was all going on in front of the coaches, and the coaches' big arms come over the top of the barrier and wrapped him up, and the Iranian was going nowhere, and he gave him a right mouthful. Well,
usually the other way around.
Yeah, well done, coach. He's saved his player a possible booking now or sending off, and he's told him in no uncertain terms, you don't retaliate, and it was good.
Well, there's an Iranian player down, just tying his shoelaces. I think it's backed, just as the goalkeeper for Iran gives some water to Rahimzadeh. We're going to see a substitution for Italy. The number 5, Guinta, is set to come on. He will replace Cavallotto. He is guided into position by his goalkeeper, Giacomo Cori. And then we will have this Iran free kick, which is just in front of the coaches. Bang on the halfway line. And then we will be ready to resume this game. Off we go. And it's spread immediately out to that right-hand side. Good initial touch from the number 8 for Iran, Karimi. Back in Italian hands through Hauro, and that's a good pass from him, utilising the kickboard to find Yobo. But Yobo is immediately surrounded by 2 Iranian players. Checks back inside, and now it's Iran on the attack, and it's a lovely mazy run, a shot from range and forces a parry from the goalkeeper, who can only stand and watch as the ball trickles over the whitewash for a corner. But that was a lovely run by Karimi there.
Yeah, he got a great shot off as well, didn't he? And keeper's at full stretch there and can't hold it, and it's spun out of his hands and out for a corner. But it was it from some distance, fair deuce. He's giving that a whack.
Corner then for the Iranians, a 3-man wall for Italy, halfway between the edge of the D and the box. And off go Iran once more, and that's robust defending out the back, and Yobo's back helping out as well as they try to push their way up over the defensive third, the Italians. But it's back with Iran. Good opportunity here. Through on goal, he shoots. Again, straight at the goalkeeper, and the guide goes berserk behind the goal. I'm not sure he was happy with the trajectory of that shot. Perhaps he told him to shoot a bit later because he was one-on-one. Back it goes to to the Iranian goalkeeper.
It was a good strike. He got a lot of power behind it, but it was just a little bit straight. And the Italian goalkeeper stood up and just plucked it out the air.
Here comes the 4 for Iran. Backed, trying to find a way through. He's in the offensive third, but he's stopped by Hauro, who forces a way back over the dotted line that marks the separation between the middle third and each attacking third. Just so you know, we've lost our feed back, so if you cut a replay up.
So we got a free kick to the Italians.
A bit of a stoppage in play. It's a free kick for Italy over on the far side in front of the kickboard, halfway between their defensive third, Italy, and the halfway line. The referee just makes sure that the Iranian number 4 backed is far enough back. And then they just call for a little bit of calm as things restart. Here's Hauro. He sort of flicks it past backed, and he finds his way through to Guinta, who's just come on. Here's Hauro up against Rahimzadeh. Rahimzadeh trying to get beyond Ramirez. Still going, Rahimzadeh, just as he was about to shoot. Well, he's been penalised, Ramirez. He was walking a bit of a tightrope.
Yeah, well done, the referee on that side. Christian from Germany. He's made a good decision there. The foul started about 8 or 9 metres out, and he let it go and let it go and let it go, thinking that the Iranian might get a shot off, and it was clear that he wouldn't. And yeah, it did start outside the area. There's no doubt about it. And yeah, he's gold. He's sure he's gold. Everything. That's Ramirez for you. He doesn't like them going by him, does he? So it's a good area here for the Iranians. It looks like the Italians are making another sub.
Yep, it'll be 9. Nicola Hauro, who had come on for Cavallotto temporarily. That switch has been reversed and Cavallotto is back on. There's a double switch for Iran as well coming up. I'm not sure whether we'll see it now. Looks as though we will, yes.
Definitely going to see one, if not the two. It looks like we're going to see the number 7 in place of the number 4.
Yes, Hussein Pour Rajab will come on, and the number 4, Alareza Bakht, will trudge off, having done his work. He's been good since he's been on, have to say. And the second substitution, which looked as though it was lined up, will be postponed.
Yeah, till after this free kick, I think. The substitute is still down by us, so they'll get this free kick done and dusted, then break up play again, will the Iranians, and get another sub on.
Well, the free kick is bang centre in the middle of the goal. A perfect opportunity for the Iranians to double their lead. And then number 11, Shah Husseini, and number 7, Rajab are over the ball. It looks as though it will be Rajab who takes it on.
You really want a left footer on this, really, don't you? Because they've set the ball to the right-hand side. And you really want to drag the ball to the left and smack it go back across the wall with your left footer. But I think he's a right footer. The way he's lining up, he's a right footer, and if that's the case, he's going to just smash it into the wall.
The guy does his job, taps both posts, and then stands behind the goal, dead centre. What can they do here, Iran? It is Rajab onto his left foot. He shoots. He just scuffed his shot slightly. Comes off a Italian defender. Will be a goal. A corner, I beg your pardon. And just as we sneak up to 6.5 minutes remaining, Iran still on the offensive here, looking for a second goal to try and put this game to bed. And of course, these two sides playing for a chance to play in the 5th place match.
Which is tomorrow, I believe, isn't it?
Which is tomorrow, yes. Of course, we've still got the semi-finals to come today, and the game that will decide either Iran or Italy's opponents. Pushed all the way back from that corner to the halfway line, and Iran pick it up, and it's a lovely bit of dribbling again. No foul, says the referee, as the Iranian player is down on the floor, and it's picked up deep inside their own half by Ramirez, who has been the stalwart defender in this Italian side so far today. He spreads the play out to the far side in front of the main stand up against the kickball. Cavallotto takes it on, but he's lost out. And now the 7, Rajab, takes it on and immediately sends the ball out towards the left-hand side in front of the coaches. We're right on the halfway line, and Yobo picks it up. And here is Yobo now trying to penetrate through a gap between two defenders, but he's pushed against the kickboard. It looks as though Iran might win this tussle here. They do. Shah Husseini has the ball at his feet, but they're facing their own goal here, Iran. They're living slightly precariously.
Corner.
And it will be a corner for the Iranians. And a timeout is called as well.
Yeah, there's a timeout to the Italians. If you want to call a timeout, you have to be in possession of the ball. So it's an Italian corner. So they're entitled to call a timeout, and they'll just have a minute's briefing and then drinks and such like.
It's been an entertaining game so far. The foul count for Italy is up at 3. 1 for Iran. Iran, of course, have the lead in this game thanks to a fantastic goal from Sadegh Rahimi. And both sets of players now just taking some drinks on board on the near side, and the two head coaches will communicate some instructions to them.
We have seen some fantastic goals in this last 10-11 days. Might not have seen many, but the quality of the goals has been absolutely tremendous. Really well worked, power, strength, and mazy little runs. And some of the goals are just... it'd be really interesting to see if IBSA do a compilation of all the goals from here and make that available to the wider public, because they've absolutely, some of the goals just just unbelievable skills and power that these players have.
And of course, some players that may have been relatively unknown on the circuit have really made a name for themselves as well. Really good experience for some of the sides that maybe weren't necessarily the well-known teams as well. There's been some really impressive football.
Yeah, like Colombia. You know, they've come from nowhere and they're just brilliant to watch.
Yeah, and China and Zhang. I think it was Zhang yesterday scored a wonderful goal for China. Here come Iran over the halfway line. Wonderful run again. Shot from range and again forces a fine stop from the goalkeeper, and that was a really difficult one to bring under control. All the way up to Yobo though from the goal clearance. Sneaks into the box. Still going here, Yobo. Can he steer it goal bound eventually?
Yeah, no, the goalkeeper's done nothing wrong at all there. So if the Italian think they're going to get a penalty out of that one, they're not. We got a bit of an injury too. I think the goalkeeper's okay. I think it's the defender that's not. Goalkeeper's done nothing wrong there at all. He was in his area. He's got the ball. Yeah, it was just a coming together, really. It wasn't anything more than that. So I think Christian, the referee, will just start and just drop the ball back to the keeper and let him get it going. The Iranian keeper's just stretching off his thigh muscle. Perhaps he got a little knock in there, but he looks all right, and he's a good lad. The Iranian keeper. He's always got a smile on his face when you see him around. Yeah, it is just a drop ball to the keeper, and off we go.
Rolled out to Shah Hosseini. Now Rajab checks onto his right foot and the ball just sneaks into the Italian D. Rajab still going here. If he just pulled his right foot back there, he would have had a clear path to goal. It's cleared away though by the Italians, who are digging deep now. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock for them to find an equaliser and take this game to penalties. They've not looked likely to do that though. They've not really troubled Ramazani in the Iranian goal. It's looked more likely Iran to grab the second goal in this game. Just as Hauro brings the ball over the line for his defensive third. He tries to keep the ball in play and he's given away a corner in the process. Now we have 4 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock, and the Iran side will prepare for this corner and they'll start to probably think about winding the clock down themselves.
Yeah, Yobo's been disappointing again, hasn't he? He disappointed yesterday when they played their quarter-final and against Argentina, and we put that down to the Argentinians doing a number on him, but he's not looked particularly bright today, and it's the Argentinians have got a grip of him and stopped him from playing altogether.
Here come Iran then from the corner. It's well worked, kind of deceived Yobo there as he tried to get away from the ball. It will be another corner.
Just what they want, isn't it? Keep the ball in that corner. And the clock will tip down. It'll be going exceedingly fast for the Italians and exceedingly slow for the Iranians.
It's Shah Hosseini, I beg your pardon, Rajab, and the number 3, Rahimzadeh, over this corner. Karimi is poised just outside the edge of the D, and they find him with the pass. His first touch is a touch heavy, and he is forced back towards his halfway line, but good dribbling from him, and he is ended up out by the kickboard in front of the main stand inside the offensive third. Has some room now if he wants to find the shot. That will be another corner, and at the moment the Italians can't do too much except try and keep the Iranians at bay.
As another substitution from the Italians. You said at half-time or just before half-time when we saw a picture of the Italian coach up in the stands, and you said, oh, he's got headphones in. Just looked across at the Italian bench, and the substitute head coach, if you want to call that, strange enough, he's got earbuds in. So make of that what you want.
On comes Massimo Dattiloco for the Italians. Immediately joins the wall, and Yobo now just being told to stay upfield, and he's having a bit of a conversation with the Iranian number 11, Shah Hosseini, who won't want to lose him as a marker.
All good nature,
Rajab,
wasn't it?
Yeah, arcs his run. They were patting each other on the chest, so obviously just having a very respectful conversation. Now it's with Iran, bursting forward here, could be a second goal. He punts it just wide of the uprights. The guide slaps his quads in frustration that had whistled wide. It was Karimi again who's proved to be the danger man, and now Yobbo could be through, and he fires into the roof of the net. It comes all the way from the goal clearance. The Italians go bonkers, including the coach up there in the stand. They're all hugging each other, and now Yobbo's competition comes alive.
Yeah, it was straightforward enough, wasn't it? Sloppy defending by the Iranians, really. They let the ball travel far too far down the middle, and Yobbo was just stood in the middle of the goal, and it's just come to his feet. He's turned onto his left foot and just rifled it into the top of the net. The keeper's got no chance from 2 or 3 metres like that. Sloppy defending by the Iranians, and they got it all to do again. You know, they've been in total charge of this game up to that moment. We were just saying how disappointing Yobbo had been, and there he goes. That's Yobbo for you. He doesn't do anything for 85% of the match and grabs a goal for you.
And in the meantime, the Iranians have called for a timeout with 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. And in terms of the blind football calendar, then, Dixie, I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't know if you've got the answer to this, but what's sort of next on the agenda for these players once this competition concludes?
Well, we've got the South American Championships that's got to take place, and that's got to take place, I think, before November. And then the next big competition will be Paris, and I think that starts around about the 25th of August next year, 2024. Round about that time. The pitch that they're building in France for the Paralympics, for the football, it's just unbelievable. It's underneath the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's got about 67,000 seats around it. And the backdrop is the Eiffel Tower. So I don't know what the road is called that goes up to the Eiffel Tower. Well, it looks like they're going to close it and build a pitch.
Are they looking for any commentators?
Well, let's hope so. We'll chuck our names in the ring, won't we?
In all of that, there was a substitution for the Iranians. The danger man, Rahimi, is back on, which means they're probably going for broke here, and they're attacking straight away. You can see it. It's pretty visible. A looped ball over the top for the number 7, Rajab. Does find Rajab, and he using all of his might to try and fend off Cavallotto and Ramirez. He's pinned up against the kickboard. Referee just, I guess, gives a warning there that the ball wasn't moving. Maybe a second warning as well. And eventually the free kick is awarded.
Yeah. Yes. It's
all just become a little bit more feisty now. And
yeah, the Iranian was holding the ball against the board, and the ball can only be still for 4 seconds. Any longer than that, and it's an indirect free kick to the opposition. Straightforward enough, and the Italians are making a substitution.
Yep, the number 8 for the Italians, Datalocco, is on his way off. He's not been on the field for particularly long. Looks a bit frustrated that his game is done, and the number 11 who started the game, Valseis Febo, comes back on to replace him, and he's just gathering his bearings and trots up to the halfway line.
3 minutes to go.
Cavallotto is over this free kick. 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. 3 fouls for the Italians, 1 foul for the Iranians. But it's the Iranians now in possession. They move over the attacking third into Italian territory, still going here, and it's the man that's just come back onto the pitch, Rahimi, that's trying to force the issue. It's with Ramirez up against the kickboard. He lays it off to Cavallotto. Cavallotto tries to switch play, does just that, and finds Yobbo on the near side. Is there a winner for the Italians in the space of just a few minutes? Can they turn this game completely on its head? Legs flying around all over the place. Yobbo pressed up against the kickboard as the Iranians try to win the ball back. Will it spill out? Yobbo screaming at the top of his lungs. He feels as though he should have a free kick.
No, that seemed
Iran
all
have got
fair
other
to me.
ideas. Yobbo comes through for him, and he chases after the ball. And Febo's just come back onto the field, tries to bring it under control. And now Iran will break through Rahimi. Rahimi checks back inside. Lovely dribbling from him. Fires at the legs of the goalkeeper. And that's an excellent save, but they're still going. Rahimi wants this winner. He's convinced he's going to grab it and add to his goal tally from the first half. But he's been pushed back by Ramirez into the middle third. And now it's with Shah Hussaini who moves up over the halfway line. Into the attacking third, Shah Hussaini. Iran looking more likely. And he just scuffs his attempt at goal. It's on target, but it only finds the Italian goalkeeper, and that will go the whole way through for a goal clearance for Iran. 1 minute 43 on the clock.
What a marvellous run by the Iranian number 9. And he's unleashed a really good shot, and the keeper's done well there. He spread his legs, got something on it, and yeah, it's a great bit of play.
Here come Iran again through their number 8. It's Karimi. Karimi shoots from range, just wide of the post. The guy again goes berserk at Karimi there. Bit of a tongue twister for me, having Rahimi and Karimi on the pitch at the same time. Here's Yobo. He's right on the line of the offensive third for Italy. Now he's been pushed back up to the halfway line, right in the middle of the centre circle. Still with Yobo, got his foot on top of the ball, and he's been sort of sandwiched by 2 Iranian players, and eventually it spills through to him, but he can't prevent the ball from going out of play, but nonetheless he'll have a corner. 58 seconds left.
Yes, it's all getting a little bit squeaky bum time, I think they call it, isn't it? He's all getting a bit excited ball out there, and yeah, it's been a couple of marvellous runs by the Iranians, though. They're very good on the ball, aren't they? Their dribbling skills, and they twist and turn and cover the ground extremely quickly. Good side.
It's a 3-man wall for Iran. Febo is just in front of it for the Italians as he looks to kind of block their path from making a tackle on Yobo. Yobo looking to arc his run and force a way through. He does shoot. Takes a bit of a heavy one to his left foot there, Yobo, but he's told to get back to his feet by the referee and the coaching staff, I think, and just get on with things. He does, gingerly. It'll be a corner for Iran now. And this game is really twisting and turning. And they'll have an opportunity now with 42 seconds left on the clock to force something here, force an opening.
Yeah, they'll probably get one more chance at either end, I would have thought, in this 42 seconds.
Could we see a late winner?
Well, they've left Yobo right up the pitch. And they're telling him to go on, get up the pitch, get in the box. They're hoping that the Italian keeper's going to get it and launch it up to Yobo and in to repeat what he just did about a minute or 2 ago.
The corner, though, is for Iran, and Rahimi will be the man to take it on once Shah Hussaini has just flicked it a touch forward, and it will be Rahimi, and off he goes. Shah Hussaini blocks off the Italian players, but Rahimi can't, well, it's Ramirez in the way again. He takes a bit of a heavy tackle from Ramirez. It will be a free kick for Iran.
Yeah, that was right. Good decision, referee. He was pulling him back, and they've had quite a tussle, haven't they, Ramirez and Iranian number 9 all afternoon. Probably have a nice little drink together tonight. What's happening now? Oh, they're just indicating that the Italian side are on 4 fouls, but unless they're giving a stupid one away down, that would be a bit of a shock, wouldn't it?
It would be.
If they run this free kick, draw another foul, and get a penalty in the last 30 seconds. Obviously, the game can be extended. If there's only a second to go, they will take the penalty. The game's got to be finished, and the penalty's awarded, be it just 1 second before the end. It will be taken.
Well, the free kick is right on the offensive third. The guide is tapping away at the uprights as we speak. Just inside, just tucked about half a yard inside the offensive third for Iran. Up against the kickboard there in front of the main stand, so it's a bit of an awkward angle to navigate from. And it will be the main man to take it on, though. And off he goes, a wonderful mazy run, but the touch was a bit heavy from Rahimi. Checks back onto his right foot, finds a way through, shoots, and forces a stop from the goalkeeper. And now it's, as predicted, launched up the other end, and Yobbo can't quite bring the ball under control.
15 seconds to go. They're going to get another attack in. The Iranians. It's going up to the number 9. It's a good shout, that is.
This really would be on the buzzer if he finds the back of the net. Now he's through on goal. Can he shoot?
He's been taken down.
And there it is.
He's been taken down just outside the box. Well done, referees. The pair of them both called it at the same time. No issue with that whatsoever. I think it was Ramirez who's come across
and clattered him,
cleaned him out. Not sure where it's happened, but it will be, if it's not in the box. Yeah, it's just outside the box. Now, even though it's an 8-metre penalty, the player has the choice. He can either move the ball back to the 8-metre spot, or he can take it from where the foul happened. Now, in this case, as we can see, the foul is about 6 inches outside the penalty area. So he's chosen, it was his choice, even though it's at a bit of an angle, he's chosen to take it from there and not where Christian and the other referees stood at the moment. Can't put a wall up, everyone's got to be 5 metres away, it's all still exactly the same. His choice to take it from there. So they just check his shades again. My word, we've got 5.8 seconds.
But he can't take an initial touch and dribble at all, can he?
No, that would be a double touch.
Fine.
So he's got to strike at that goal. He can't pass it or anything. It's got to be a deliberate effort at goal. And we said we don't get many late goals in this, but 5.8 seconds. Now, well, it's not going to take 5.8 seconds to get to the line, is it? It's going to take a split second. So here we go. We're all ready. My word, excitement here from Birmingham.
Fabulous end to this game. And it will be the number 9. He scored in the first half, Rahimi.
Oh, he's been their best player by a street. By a street.
On the angle then, what will he do here? The goalkeeper is poised. 5.8 seconds left on the clock.
Whistle's gone.
Here he goes.
Oh, he's put
dragged
it wide.
He's
put
sliced
it wide. Oh,
he's
dear.
sliced it.
Oh, well, perhaps he should have taken it from the spot. Perhaps that angle was a bit obtuse for him. Oh, it's gone up, and then that's it. It's all over. It goes to penalties.
My word. What an interesting end to the game. Yep, there you have it then. One apiece between Italy and Iran. A fascinating game. It's been a really entertaining game as well.
I've enjoyed that. It's been great, hasn't it? Absolutely. We had a few cobwebs this morning because we're not used to starting that past 12, are we? We're usually used to starting before breakfast. So, yeah, we've all had a bit of a lie-in overnight. We got here this morning and everyone was a bit sleepy. But that certainly woke us up. It was tremendous entertainment. And, I don't know, it was a choice, wasn't it? Do I take it from here and suffer the angle? Or do I take it back 2 metres and take it from the spot? I bet he's wishing he took it from the spot now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, some of the Iranian players look a bit dejected, actually, having given away the advantage and then missing that penalty there. Well, not penalty, the free kick that was at an excellent angle right at the end. And then we're going to see a few clips, though, from the game. That's a wonderful, wonderful run. It's the 2 goals, so it was the Iranians that opened the scoring. And
that's
that was
fantastic.
Just a wonderful finish. A lesson, really, that is in scoring. Probably one of the a perfect goal in blind football in some respects.
Yeah, because it's involved all the elements of being a good player and having a good touch, being able to dribble, keep it under control, twist and turn, straighten yourself up, then unleash an unstoppable shot into the corner. Yeah, he's a good player, number 9.
And then it was Route 1 stuff for the Italians and Yobbo. It's a good presence of mind from the goalkeeper to send it long quickly. And Yobbo made no mistake inside the box.
Yes, after we'd seen very little of Yobbo through the whole game. He'd been... Oh, what was the number 11 doing for Iran? Oh, dear, he's let the ball go right through his legs to Yobbo. And Yobbo's dispatched that in some order.
Well, we've got one of the Iranian players here just changing his is Boots, the number 9, Sadegh Rahimi, who just missed the penalty. Maybe he's now convinced they're unlucky Boots because he skewed that opportunity wide there.
Well, he's certainly going to be one who takes a penalty, isn't he? He's one of their better players. So, we're just getting ready. The toss is taking place. They'll toss first to see which end, then toss second to see who goes first. And we struck gold again because they're coming up this end by the looks.
Yeah, we've had every shootout, I think, at this. Well, at least when I've been with you, Dixie, we've had every shootout at this end.
As far as I can remember, all the shootouts bar one have been up at this end. So, don't know why they don't like the other end, but they don't seem to. All the teams seem to like this end, perhaps.
One of the coaches for Iran had just made his way out onto the pitch, and the referee spotted that quickly, ran across and said, "No, pitch is just for players and the guides."
We don't need you on there, young man.
It looks as though it will be Italy to take the first penalty. The Iranian goalkeeper Ramazani is poised. Just wanders back, probably just to have a couple of moments in his own thoughts prior to the penalty being taken.
Yeah, and it looks like which keeper's gone in? Can't remember.
Corey is
so it's going to be Italy first.
Casually leant on the sideboard here in front of the Iranian bench.
And it's Yobo. They're going with their big tall striker first, and trying to get a goal under the belt and put the pressure on the Iranians, I suppose.
He follows the guide out to the penalty spot.
God, he's towering over the referee, isn't he?
The referee is there waiting, and he rattles the ball, the referee, and now the Italian guide, I should say, gets ready to tap the post when Yobo is ready. Conversation between the referee and the goalkeeper, Ramazani, just to make sure he remains on his line at all times. And now the tapping will take place.
I don't know why he's come forward there. He's a few mind games going on there. Has anyone not told the goalkeeper that Yobo can't see him? He can do what he wants, can't he? You can't play blind games against him.
And then the second post is tapped, and the guide returns to the centre spot behind the goal. And it will be Yobo then on the referee's whistle to shoot first. He does. And it's such a powerful hit. It's in the net.
Yeah.
First blood. 1-0 to the Italians, and a big fist pump as well from Yobo.
Yeah, goalkeeper's a bit frustrated with himself there. He got a hand on it, but there was so much power from Yobo. He couldn't stop it from going over the line. He's thumped the post as he's come off. Disappointed with himself, but he shouldn't be, because that was going at some rate of knots.
Well, the two main men are the two to take the first two penalties, and for Iran it will be Sadegh Rahimi, who just missed that chance with 5 seconds left on the clock a few moments ago, but he was the scorer of that fabulous goal in the first half of this game.
Yeah, and let's hope he's got that penalty miss out of his mind and just concentrate on what he's got to do now.
The second post is tapped, and the very tall Iranian guide makes his way to the back of the goal, and Rahimi is poised on the referee's whistle then. Corey in the goal will try and save it, and
he's no chance
against the upright and just behind the line, and it will be a goal for Iran. So one apiece in the penalty shootout. Not too much the goalkeeper could do about that. And he wanders away and smiles at the referee as if to say, I had no hope.
No, that's it. The back stanchion right at the top, and yeah, it's a great penalty. You ain't getting those.
Cavallotto comes forward for Italy, and he will be the man to take the next penalty and try and regain the advantage for Italy. Pressure stuff. As Dixie has said, there's a lot riding on this, despite the fact neither side made the semi-finals. They want to be in that 5th place match tomorrow. Cavallotto then gathers his bearings, and the guide taps the first post and wanders round the back and taps the second now.
He's not hurrying himself, is he?
Several taps there. Ramazani is bang on the line, and here we go then. Cavallotto to try and regain the advantage, and he powers home.
It's another good penalty. Keeper's again got his hand to it.
He looks disappointed again, Ramazani, and I can understand why. I think he maybe would have felt that just snuck under his hand a bit too easily there. But
again, there was a lot of power in there, wasn't there? And he's hit it low and hard. Probably better going with your feet, really, to be honest. It's a long way to get your hands down into the corners.
Now it's Shah Hosseini's turn. Giacomo Corri is reminded to remain on his line. The ritual, the routine, I should say, for the shootout is underway. And I've just noticed one of the coaching staff for Iran cannot even bear to watch. He's made his way out over to the practice pitch because he doesn't want to watch what's going on the pitch. It's that tense. So Shah Hosseini then to shoot here beyond Corri if he can. Who will blink first? And that's saved onto the uprights.
What a marvellous save. Absolute fantastic save by the keeper.
2-1 then for the Italians.
So if they score this,
match point basically.
If they score this, it's all over. And the Iranian coach has gone over to the training pitches. He's just staring up at the sky.
This is an interesting one because Jacopo Lilli hasn't played a great deal in this game at all. So he's been chosen to take the penalty nonetheless. So that might give Morteza Ramazani, the number 1 for Iran, a bit of confidence. And there will be wild scenes here as the Giacomo Corri looks up to the skies. He's got his eyes closed, the goalkeeper for Italy, and his hands in the praying position.
Yeah,
he can't bear watch.
Fair dues, that was a hell of a save, mine, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
Really good save.
All down to Jacopo Lilli then. The whistle blows. Can he win it?
Oh, it's a good save by the Iranian keeper. Yeah, he's gone down to the right, and this time he's gone down with his foot. It's easier to get your feet there than your hands. He's gone down with his foot. He's made a really good save. So, here we go. We get the Iranian scores this. We go into sudden death. Well, this is sudden death now, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If he misses, though, the Italians have it.
Yep.
We continue if he scores, but if he misses, the Italians take the victory. And it's Morteza Karimi, who is one of the main attacking threats for Iran alongside Rahimi.
The Iranian coach, he's got a bit close to the pitch, but he's still behind the tents. Leaning on the barriers, looking the other way.
Karimi then to take this to sudden death. And Giacomo Corri, the man to prevent that and send the Italians into the 5th place match. He shoots
and scores.
It's a wonderful, wonderful finish.
Yeah, he's put the keeper down the wrong side.
And now we are in sudden death.
The Iranian coach behind the goal. It's not showing any emotions at all. Nothing.
High praise for the guide there from the Iranian goalkeeper for helping the striker there place that into the bottom corner. And this is probably now a bit nerve-wracking for these players because these are the less favoured strikers of the ball, I'd imagine. So it's Nicola Hauro who will take this one. He's wearing a scrum cap. He's got the captain's armband on. The goalkeeper again is reminded to stay on his line for Iran. Morteza Ramazani. Can he make himself a hero?
Yeah, I wonder what happens if Ramirez takes one, because if he gets hold of it, the whole goalposts are going to move.
The tapping has been concluded, so it will be Nicola Hauro then to give the advantage to Italy. Up he steps, bit of a run-up, shoots, and he forces a save from Ramazani. So now it's a match point for the Iranians. Pressure penalty.
It ebbs and flows, doesn't it? It ebbs and flows. Italy were almost there. Almost. And now it could be Iran.
Rahim Zadeh is the Iranian that has the responsibility here.
Oh, no, the Iranian coach is still walking across the other pitch. He's slapping his thighs. Oh, he
can't bear the suspense. Rahim Zadeh then
done, isn't he?
Up against Giacomo Corri.
Yeah, he's looking over at us, smiling. We just put our thumbs up to him, and He's wandering back across.
The Iranian guide then just using his, I think, the ring on his finger to tap the post there. And here we go. This is the big moment then. Can Rahimzadeh fire Iran into that 5th place match? He shoots and forces a save again.
It
from
is a
Giacomo
good
Corri,
save.
and the sudden death goes on.
Oh, that was a fine save because it wasn't a bad penalty. He's hit it to the keeper's left. And if I suppose anything you would say, it was a nice height for the keeper because it's around about 2 foot off the ground, so a bit easier to get his hands down to. So we still haven't seen Ramirez, have we? Oh, I want to see Ramirez take a penalty.
Well, it will be the number 5 for Italy, Damiano Guanta. And then the tapping will begin now on that left post, and that just means that Guanta just adjusts himself ever so slightly in how he plans to strike the ball. Tapping of the right post takes place, and the whole ground here falls quiet, and here we go. The Italians to regain the lead. Another save. Ramazani.
Yeah, the keepers are doing well.
And again, Iran now have the chance to win this once more.
Yeah, they're not bad penalties, these. We haven't seen any scuffers or anything. They've all been hit with some force, and the keepers are doing their jobs. But, I bet it's tense out there now, because now you're coming to the jelly wobblers, aren't you? The ones who didn't want anything to do with penalties.
Well, it's a blessing when you go second in the shootout and the player before you misses, because really it's a kind of free hit, isn't it? The team is still in the contest if he does miss this, but he's got a chance to make himself a hero if he does score.
Yeah.
Kambis Mokum is the player to take the penalty. Looks a bit tentative with his foot on the ball there.
The car horns in Tehran will be blaring away if he puts this in.
Instruction comes from the guide. He shoots, and it's off the legs of the goalkeeper. Another save. The sudden death continues.
Not such good a penalty. That one is a bit straight, but it's still needed to be saved.
Here's your man now then. Brian Ramirez steps forward.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, my word. This is either going to break the back of the net
or hit us and take the whole unit out in front of us, I think.
It's going to be no halfway measures for this one. We have got a couple of hard hats. Might be worth putting them on.
Brian Ramirez composes himself. He's very much, well, he barely left his own half, I think, in that game. He's very much the sweeping defender, the Herculean effort from him defensively throughout the game.
A man mountain of the Italian defence.
The tapping is concluded, and the guide makes his way central to the goal. And Ramirez has the chance to give Italy the advantage here. He shoots, he scuffs it wide. It's a poor penalty in the end. He just didn't really hit it with conviction.
No, he did a little run-up. He stepped back a couple of paces, and as I said it earlier in the week, if you step back off the ball, it's fraught with danger. And so here we go again. Another opportunity for Iran to wrap this up. And the Iranian keeper can't watch either now. He's leaning over the barriers.
Ali Reza Bakht is the man. Oh no, they've changed their mind as to the penalty taker, and it was met with real vigour by Mazareh, who has now stepped forward. He jumped up in the air and clapped his hands as he was called upon to take the penalty, and in the opposite direction, Bakht goes back, trudges back towards the halfway line, disappointed that he's not been called upon there.
Well, I wouldn't be. He's had a last-minute reprieve, I think. I wonder what happened there then, because they would have had to give a listing to the referee. Hey ho.
Big responsibility on Hojatolah's Mazareh's shoulders here, up against Giacomo Corri. A chance for Iran then to progress to the 5th place game. The whistle is about to sound. Here he goes. He shoots.
Oh,
and it rifles home, and there you have it. Iran are the victors.
They know
it's a wonderful penalty in the end, and it was the right decision to switch the penalty taker, I think, there.
Whoever made that decision is... and the Iranian coach who was couldn't bear to watch it. He's just come running past us, and he's jumping up and down, gave us a big smile and thumbs up, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And joy in the Iranian camp. And it's great that these games, there's still something really to play for. And I'm sure Iran now, if they can finish 5th in this contest, they'll be absolutely elated with their performance across the tournament. Big hugs for the Italy goalkeeper, and there you have it then. We'll be back in about 15 minutes time to see who will face who will face Iran in that 5th place game tomorrow afternoon. Bye for now.
Yeah.